For some of you, today's program will be the most important show, not just this show, but any show that you have seen perhaps in years. Stay with me and you'll understand why. The Supreme Court has ruled that Hobby Lobby and other for-profit corporations that do not want to pay for the killing of the unborn through so-called contraception can be exempt based upon the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, okay? You might remember about 20 years ago, the Religious Freedom Restoration Act passed, and it was to safeguard Christians primarily and other religious groups from intrusion by the government, or the government mandating that we participate in things that are against our conscience, against our religious beliefs. It will be very interesting to see if this line of logic reaches the Supreme Court regarding businesses such as cake makers who want to make cakes for heterosexual married couples. But I digress. The court would not force Hobby Lobby to pay for contraceptions that the owners of Hobby Lobby believe take the lives of human embryos that have already started. Now, I'm going to come back to that point because it's really critical. And as I said, some of you will find that this is the most important television program you have watched in years. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a dark, dark soul, wrote a scathing dissent and said that it was a radical ruling, that it would wreak havoc on women. Listen to this. With the exemption the court holds, RFRA demands for employers with religiously grounded objections to the use of certain contraceptives extend to employers with religiously grounded objections to blood transfusions, Jehovah's Witnesses, antidepressants, Scientologists, medications derived from pigs, including anesthesia, intravenous fluids, and pills coated with gelatin, certain Muslims, Jews, and Hindus, and vaccinations, Christian Scientists, among others. In other words, she's saying, well, look, if you're going to grant a religious objection to the folks over at Hobby Lobby, then what about people like Jehovah's Witnesses who say, we don't believe in transfusions? I own a company, and if I'm required to pay for my employers to have health care, and the health care provides for blood transfusions, which they all do, then I'm not going to be a part of it. Well, to quote a very famous movie, Ginsburg, this mix and match stuff has got to stop. This is the same woman, by the way, the Malthusian baby killer, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who said that when the Roe versus Wade decision came down, her and her elitist friends were talking about the benefits of suppressing unwanted portions of the population. People that were involved in crime, like, hey, let's kill inner city black people or inner city Hispanic people, whoever it was she was talking about, okay? This is an evil woman. And for her to compare gelatin around a pill to the murder of innocent human beings shows how demonically and damnably depraved her mind is, okay? She is an evil woman and tries to use logic that is inherently faulty. Child killing, abortion, takes human lives. Everything that she mentioned over here saves human lives, including antidepressants so that people don't take their own life. Blood transfusions, medicines, vaccinations, okay? All of the things she mentioned are there to save life. And the one argument for Hobby Lobby was that we don't want to take innocent human life. Now, I'm asking you to stay with me through the next break because I want to talk to you from my heart. And this is the segment where your life might be radically altered for good, for the good. Stay with me, would you? This is the Voice of Resistance.